So this is an update from a video I've done this year, living in Spain, monthly cost 2022, back in March. Now it's October now, and I can safely say that the cost of living in Spain has gone up. To some people it probably hasn't, but to other people it's gone up. I wouldn't say it's gone up a huge amount, but it's the cost of living has gone up. Now obviously it's going to differ to where you live in Spain, be it north, south, east or west. Obviously your circumstances, you might be married, you might have kids, you're still working, you live in an apartment, you rent, you're living off grid. It's all going to be different. So I'm just giving you my circumstances to give you some rough idea, especially if you're retired. So I'm married, I'm retired, we're both on the state pension now. We've both got private pensions, which is obviously a big help for us. We own our own villa. We've got a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom property. We've got a swimming pool. We've got a big plot of land as well. We've got a car. We've got a dog. We do like going out as well, especially me. I like going out exploring, so I like going out in the car. But all these little extras has cost us money. We've got central heating and we've got aircon. So all additional costs, especially what's happening at the moment. So what I thought I'd do is I'll go back to the video I'd done back in March, and we just compare the prices from March to now, and we go straight into it. Now the weekly costs, now don't forget guys, this is only approximate, it's not dead on the prices that we would pay every week, but it's a rough, gives you a rough idea. So food, we reckon we spend back in March about €100, and now it's about 120 euros, so not a great amount of difference. Car, fuel. Now we got a diesel car. Now back in March, diesel was still cheaper than petrol. Well, now it's changed. Now diesel was more expensive than petrol, plus the fuel had gone up quite a bit. But thankfully, the Spanish government had given us 20 cents for every litre of fuel we put into our car. We get 20 cents taken off. So that is a big help, except obviously it did push up the price anyway, because obviously the petrol companies just put the prices up. Now that 20 cents is still going on. It's been extended to the end of the year, so that's pretty good, but I'm still paying a lot more than I've normally done. Now back in March I was only paying about £30 a week, 30 euros a week I should say, and now I'm paying between 40 and 50 euros a week. So big difference. Eating out for two of us, not too bad. If you look around, you can still get some good places, but the prices have gone up. Not a huge amount. We worked it out as about 50 euros a week, and now it's gone up to about 60 euros a week. So not too bad. Now monthly costs. Now the biggest one obviously is electric. Now back in March I said the electric was between 80 and 120 euros. Now we did, for some reason back in December, we had quite a big electric bill then, but we still worked out in sort of August, September time our electric bill would be high, mainly because we use the aircon. And this year it's been reported that the Spanish summer this year has been the highest on record, because it's not like we got 40 some days. Because the whole sort of July through August into September, the temperatures have been so high and pretty continuous. So yeah, admittedly we had our aircon on, especially at night time, sometimes all through the night. So we was expecting a big bill, but not the bill that we got. But I'll just give you a little bit more on this. Now this year, I think it's about May, I decided to change the contract on our electric bill because, big mistake, I found out later, to try and get the rates lower. Now our July bill was lower than our last year's July bill, which I thought, oh, that's good. And then we got the bill come in for August, which is about 243 euros. It sort of doubled. And our September bill was 230 euros, which was obviously double to what we paid last year. And then when we looked into it, it all come out gas tax. We have to pay gas tax now on our electric bill, even though we don't use gas. We haven't got piped in gas at all on campus, so, but we have to pay gas tax because apparently I was sent an email back in May. I had an email, and like most emails, you don't read them properly, and right at the bottom in the small print, it's been passed through royal decree for the next 3 years. We have to pay this gas tax. The reason why we have to pay the gas tax is to keep the electricity prices down. It sounds nuts, doesn't it? We're paying this gas tax to keep the electric down, even though we're paying double. Now, I thought ours was high, but I was talking to a guy the other day. Theirs in August was 400. Now, I'm sure this is going to affect a lot of places later on in the year. But anyway, it's the way it is. And from what it is, mainly people paying the gas tax at the moment is because they've changed their contracts. But by next May, everybody will be paying this gas tax on the electric bill. So try and keep your electric down. Otherwise, don't use any of it. So yeah, that was the biggest increase. Water. Now, thankfully, water hadn't gone up. March, we was paying 33 euros approximately a month. Now, with the water, we pay every 2 months, so it works out, it's about 35, about 70 euros for the month. So it's, that was, to be honest, just had our water rate bill through, and it was just over 70 euros. So I thought, well, that's not bad, because you always use more water to top up the pool, water the plants. Internet, still the same, 24.19 euros. The pool, we got a pool bloke in. Now, obviously, we can make a saving there, go back to cleaning the pool ourselves, but we got a pool bloke in. It went from 50 euros. We've had an increase of €1 it's 51 euros a month now. We don't mind that. We don't mind that. Supermarket. Now, we do one big shop a month. We go down to, be it Tesco's or Mercadona. Probably Tesco's is not on our list now because obviously prices have gone up. And also they've had a change around with their stock. We can't get Tesco stuff now because of the Brexit thing. We can get Iceland and co-op food. The main reason why we go there really is for the dog. dog food suddenly seems to be going in Tesco. Anyway, we worked it out, 150 back in March, now it's about 160. So not a great amount, but obviously it all adds up over the year, doesn't it? And we were totaling that up. During March it was about 339 and now it's 500. So a bit of an increase there. Extras. Now, when I say extras, these are things that we, like car tax, insurance, taxes. These are all things that we have to put money by to pay for. So I thought I'd go through that list as well. So obviously I can't say about house insurance and car insurance because we only do that once a year. But what I'm going to start off with first is the bank. Now, the bank charges, even though they went up at the beginning of the year anyway, they haven't gone up since. Now, we're a Casa. You can get free banking if you buy house insurance through them or you put your state pension through them, but we decided not to do that for our own reasons. And it's 35 euros per quarter. I don't think that's too bad, really, every 3 months. House insurance and car insurance, the house was 250 and the car was 330, so obviously that won't change. Now, heating, for some reason I said it was between 300 and 400 euros. Now, we top up the tank about 3 times a year now, especially mainly for the winter months. We also get our hot water off the heating as well, but that doesn't seem to differ during the whole year really, which is interesting. But I said it was between 3 and 4, but we worked it out, and obviously from last year the oil for heating had gone up anyway. It's gone down a little bit, and we worked it out. It's going to be about 1,000 euros for the winter, heating the place during the for the year, I should say, not just to the heating. Obviously, keep the hot water. Car tax was 58, which is obviously the same. ITV Now we got ITV next year, that's 58, which is like an MOT. Now, one thing I missed off that on the extras was car maintenance. Now, obviously, you know, you might need to repair a puncture, you might need new tyres on your car, or the car's playing up, you've got to take it to the garage. Now, I haven't put a cost for that because all that sort of money we use in our UK account. But it's something you've got to think about. IBA, which is like the council tax, now that's due at the moment. Ours, because it goes on the size of the plot of land. Now that will differ in each region. Some might do it on the property and some might do it on the land, but ours fits the land. And it's just under €500. Now that's coming out of our bank account any day soon. Spanish tax was something that I mentioned back in March. I wasn't too sure if I'd be paying it, but I did pay it. I got clobbered for it. I'm not going to give you the total amount, but I put it down to €1,000. Now, one good thing about it, which, because you've got to pay it, there's no way around it, I can split it in 2 payments. I think I paid one payment in June, and I got another payment in November. So that gives me a chance to put money by to pay the Spanish tax. Obviously, you need an accountant. You can do it yourself. You can do it online, do it yourself. But me and the wife, we pay €110 for the both of us for an accountant who sorts out all the taxes, because the Spanish taxes, guys, is pretty complicated. We just leave it to the accountant to sort out. Obviously, another thing I touched on was a translator. Now, back in March, it was about 30 to 40. But since then, I've been going to the doctors a lot now because my hip's playing up and I've got to go to the main hospital. And if I'm going to my doctors here on campus, I can get away with using my Google Translate. I've got a bit of Spanish in me, but it's not enough. If I go to the main hospital to see the consultant, they need a proper person that can understand Spanish properly. So I do need a translator there. And we worked it out with that, it could be about 80 to €100 on fees for that. Another one I missed out as well back in March was property maintenance. Because obviously there's repairs to do around the property, tiles fall off, paint needs repainting. We got some projects going on at the moment. So all that sort of money comes out of our UK account. We can't really give a figure on that, but yeah, unfortunately, some of the money that we put by for projects that we want to get on with, we've had to use to pay off, especially like electric and things like that. So we worked it out on the month, on the extras, I should say. It come to, back in March, 1,781, and now it's gone up to 3,421. So a bit of an increase, especially if you're trying to put money by for other things. And one of the things, obviously, we're going to need a new car in the next year or so. Painting the property. We've got a big property. We've got a lot of paint on that as well. So all those things are added costs. Obviously, at the moment, it's just made things a little bit more difficult. Mainly for us, really, I think it's electric. We can cope with all the other things, but electric was a bit of a shock for us. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Also, guys, if you got any tips, that'd be fantastic. I think one of the things I've always gone on about is solar power. Now, I know quite a few people that's got solar power, not around me, unfortunately, but I know, especially some of the people I met that are off grid, they use solar power, which is fantastic for them. But what's interesting, obviously, with solar power, it's not the end all. We do get cloudy days here, we do get rainy days, and those things don't work then. So then you've got to rely on the generator, which means using diesel or whatever. So there are added costs, even for you guys living out in the middle of nowhere that are probably trying to be self-sufficient. There are added costs to that because you still need transport. You may be living off the land. But anyway, if you've got any tips or hints, add them below in the video here in the comment section. That'd be great. I will be doing a revised monthly costs at the beginning of next year, probably the same time again, probably around about March, we'll have some idea if things are still the same or things are starting to go down in price. Let's hope they all go down in price. Anyway, as always, guys, thank you much for watching. Most appreciate the comments, and yeah, I'll catch you on another video.